Welcome to another episode of Fantasy News. I'm your disheveled goblin host, Daniel Greene, and let's go ahead and just fly on into this first story here. We had an awesome post from self-published author Rob J. Hayes, where he on his blog kind of took a bunch of self-published sci-fi fantasy books that have been released of June this year and put them in one solid list for you to check out. So if you have been interested in checking out the self-published side of the sci-fi fantasy community and have an inkling to go for the more recent releases, I cannot think of a better spot to go than this post from Rob J. Hayes. Go ahead, right down there, link in the description if you've been tempted to do this. You pretty much have the perfect excuse right now. I just want to say, Rob, I appreciate this because it always kind of makes me happy to see the self-published author community just raising each other up, giving each other a hand. You guys are champions. Fist bump for you, just you, Rob. No one else. This is just for no one touched. No, not you, Kyle. Okay, good job. Yep, Rob. There we go. Nice. All right, next story. And in a last-minute fantasy news insert, we also had Patrick Rothfuss going on a podcast playtesting a new King Killer game. This is an RPG type game. He's in there with a few students just giving it a go. It's loads of fun taking place in the King Killer world. So if you've been dying to see Patrick Rothfuss jumping in this world and showing you little corners you don't actually get in the main books, this is the place to do it, and I highly recommend it. It was a really fun podcast. We have had a few leaks from the Brandon Sanderson camp, it appears. Yes, we had that earthquake of Cosmere news in the last episode of Fantasy News, but now seems to be the aftershock tsunami, and this is coming from recordedbooks.com, which has kind of seemed to prematurely put up a bunch of Brandon Sanderson news. That is a no-no, but happens all the time. In fact, a lot of the leaks I get here regarding books are because websites like this get the information. It's probably attached like, hey, don't put this up yet, and they just do regardless. It kind of falls into that whole like 90% of literary websites seem to be built like trash trend we've seen like Barnes & Noble and Goodreads. My God, I'm still mad about that. But getting on into the actual news here, we have a release date coming out for the Brandon Sanderson and Mary Robinette Kowal collaboration. Apparently the original will be released September 14th, 2020, unless that was a placeholder date, but it seems like it would be an odd one. I don't know why they would choose that, so this seems to be likely. Though, do keep in your mind for all of this that these are leaks, and sometimes people react to leaks happening or leaked information is based off older material, but the bigger side of this is that Dark One book we've been covering. Apparently it's going to have two entries because Recorded Books has put up two different slots with two different release dates and two different titles. The first one is Dark One Prophetic Histories, and then the follow-up is Dark One Forgotten, with the prospective release dates of February 9th, 2021 and May 5th, 2021. So maybe this whole Dark One thing is going to be a bit more of a project than we were all aware. Oh, right, and finally, we're also apparently getting a new Stephen Leeds book from Brandon Sanderson called Death and Faxes, and that is due out September 1st of 2021, according to this. So there's a lot to unpack there. You decide how much you want to believe all of it, but there's definitely some nuggets of truth to be found. I would be most skeptical of the release date information because I've seen those fluctuate so often, so heavily. And I hate to do this, but in a back-to-back, yes, this is based off leaks story, we also seem to be getting new Middle-earth material. Yes, from J.R.R. Tolkien himself, edited by other people, but yes, straight from the granddaddy of modern fantasy. The Nature of Middle-earth is apparently set to be released in the broad window of 2021. This is based off some information that was posted and then quickly taken down, which once you do that, companies, by the way, we know it's more likely not to be a goof and be something real. But yes, we are apparently getting a more natural side look based off some unreleased Tolkien material into Middle-earth. Note, apparently there will be some things in here that we have seen before, but that's just apparently blended in with some of the unseen to make a more complete look. Anytime we get Tolkien primary materials, that's huge. And the people who blend it all together, in my opinion, do a pretty great job, so looking forward to this one. Samantha Shannon also gave us a first look at her upcoming The Dawn Chorus, a brand new Bone season novella coming July 9th. Look at that cover. That's a good looking cover. So have you been watching me talk about the Wheel of Time for years and you haven't gone out and bought the books because it's a pretty huge commitment to spend that much money? Great news for you. Tor.com is currently running a possible giveaway. If you enter in, you have a chance to win the newest printings of the Wheel of Time. Now, I have seen some people commenting already it's not available in their country, so you need to check based off of where you are. I'm 100% sure it's available in America, but outside that, I don't know, except there's someone from India saying, oh, it's not available for them. I'm really sorry, guys. If you have been looking to get the entire Wheel of Time collection minus New Spring, this is the cheapest way to do it because it's free. Granted, it's not a for sure thing and you're just kind of entering a chance giveaway. I don't know exactly the process because I didn't enter myself. I don't need them. I have them and I don't want to take it away from somebody else. I'm kind of excited to see if one of my subscribers would get it. I'd love to have someone be like, I got it, and that would be really dope. And so far, it only has 67 likes and I doubt all of those people signed up, so your odds aren't horrendous from what I'm seeing. Now, transitioning out of the harder side of fantasy news, I want to cover the first look we have at the upcoming first CG Studio Ghibli movie. Yes, when we previously talked about how Studio Ghibli is adapting Earwig and the Witch and changing it to Aya and the Witch, we already are getting a first look, and it looks like this. What I will say is this looks different, but I really don't want to judge a CG thing like this until I see it in motion. A very big part of the enjoyment of CG is how they move, how it all blends and all of that. So it doesn't look mind-blowing to me yet, but I'm also going to wait to see the finished product before I'm actually going to throw out a ton of judgment. But let me know, are you angry to see Studio Ghibli going in the direction of CG, or are you really excited about this and you just think it's the natural next evolution? I just watched Spirited Away again for an upcoming review. I'm going to be reviewing that and Attack on Titan Season 2 rather soon. The actual art of Spirited Away was such a huge part of the enjoyment. I just hope watching this new CG creation from Studio Ghibli has a similar appeal, a similar beauty in that sense, but I can't really judge off stills. Now, as we've previously covered here, a lot of shows are resuming filming, including Wheel of Time, and The Witcher has officially thrown their hat into that ring. They have said they will be resuming filming August 17th for their season 2. I previously had heard, I don't think I covered this in Fantasy News, but I had heard they had finished filming season 2, but apparently that was not true, and they still have some touching up in their catalog, or maybe they aren't even most of the way done. I don't believe studios whenever they say like, we're done. I just don't believe them anymore. So we will go ahead and see The Witcher season 2 resume filming August 17th. Now, I've seen Avatar fans be quite excited for apparently there is an Avatar release coming for a game called Smite. I saw the trailer. I have no interest in Smite. It does not appeal to me, but hey, this looks okay for Avatar fans. I don't know, this one, I really don't know what to say because I don't know this game. It doesn't seem like a type of game I'd be interested in, but a lot of people were really excited to apparently see an Avatar edition, so, oh, look at that. Is Avatar in this game that I know nothing about? Avatar game! Now, in the last episode of Fantasy News, I may have committed a little bit of an assault on the Marvel team when they put out a still for their upcoming Marvel game, and it looked pretty horrendous. Now they've released a few new stills just a few days later that look much better. Now, the cynical side of my brain is looking at this and went, oh, they've just gone to like cutscenes or they've gone to like darker environments, which by the way, all games look better in darker environments, and pulled the best possible looking stills to put forward to win people over and go, oh no, look, our game is actually much better looking than that original screenshot we put out, don't judge us. So if that's the case, that's some scummy BS. Or they have somehow managed to make the game look better in this very short amount of time. I don't know which one is true, but I know which one I believe in my heart. It doesn't even look that much better. It just looks more in the acceptable range for this generation of game, though not outstanding or spectacular by any means. I will be keeping a very close eye on what the game actually looks like upon its release, though. Now, and probably the biggest piece of trailer news we've covered in a long time here on Fantasy News, we got the first look at the upcoming Foundation show over at Apple TV. It looked spectacular. Apple seems to be kind of adapting that HBO approach to their releases. It's not the Netflix, like, throw it all at the wall and see what sticks. Occasionally we have a Stranger Things season 1. A lot more of the time we have, like, The Circle. And Apple seems to have blown a few fat stacks on this Foundation show because just this trailer alone had some very impressive VFX shots. The cinematography was very well done. You can't judge everything off a trailer. There are certainly misleading trailers, but this one had a few qualities that you couldn't really fake. So I'm really hoping this one is going to at least look, sound, feel very immersive and good, though I still think this is one of the hardest sci-fi stories you could possibly choose to adapt into a TV show. The Foundation is not something you can easily jump on into and have a mass appeal to a huge audience. It's very hard sci-fi. Though the casting has me excited, now the look of it has me excited, the score, the trailer. So I'm leaning towards the positive here. Believe it or not, I'm feeling pretty good about this Foundation show. I'm in the okay camp. I'm gonna give it a shot, and then we'll judge from there. That's the current situation for me and the Foundation. Now, in a story I have avoided here on Fantasy News because I don't feel like it's my place to speak on this issue much, but I feel the need to cover this one. Daniel Radcliffe has spoken out about J.K. Rowling's recent comments and been very much more on the, let's say, open-minded side of things. So if you'd like to see what his official response was, you can check that out in the description. But the reason I actually wanted to cover this is Daniel Radcliffe specifically stated he does not want news articles and websites to have this as some kind of like beef between him and JK. He doesn't want the like hashtag Rowling versus Radcliffe like some websites would want to do going on out there. And because he said that, I actually want to just reemphasize that Radcliffe has come out in support of the other side of JK Rowling's more ignorant comments, and he is just trying to continue the discussion in what seems to be a healthy manner, as well as linking to the Trevor Project, which I will have linked myself down below for people to go donate to if they would like to. Now, Handmaid's Tale Season 4 has been pushed back to a release of 2021. And we know a lot of shows are going to continue to be announced to have their releases pushed back due to recent world events, so this is unfortunate, but expected. Love Handmaid's Tale. It's a brilliant show. If you haven't checked it out, highly recommend you do. It's one of my favorite dystopian sci-fi shows ever, but yes, unfortunately, Season 4 will now not be released until 2021. Though I would hopefully say a lot of these shows being pushed to 2021 are probably going to be on the earlier side of it, because a lot of them just have to do a few last minute bits of filming and then edit, put those together while they're already editing and finishing up a majority of the shooting of their original season. A lot of shows were like most of the way done before they had the shutdown, and I've been talking to people who have been working on these shows, and a lot of them have been saying like, oh, the VFX work for 99% of it is finished, and what has been filmed has been worked on at home, because an amazing part of the digital world we live in now is people can do outstanding VFX on home equipment, which, I'm sorry, I'm a tech nerd, and that is incredible. I love that people can do high-end rendering in like home computers now, but okay, whatever. Moving on. Yes, Handmaid's Tale, not till 2021. But this has been your latest episode of Fantasy News. If you'd like to contribute to future episodes of Fantasy News, you just gotta join the Discord server and go ahead and post whatever articles you'd like to see covered in that Fantasy News channel. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. And marvel at modern technology, guys. We are living in the cyber age. Peace.